Welcome to another tutorial here. This is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL. Today we are working on, well, I think you've probably already seen it. So let's just get started. I'm going to start with red like I always do and just kind of fill in along here. I'm just going to do the what's going on underneath here for a moment just to kind of give you an idea. I don't think we need to do this very far. I don't think most of you who are watching this have that much trouble with these. Let's grab an orange. Right. So right now it just looks like we're doing chevrons. And that's kind of how I kind of came up with this pattern, was that kind of started out with something simple and then tried to see where I could take it. So yellow, and doesn't matter which green, but try this one. A blue, now all the colors seem to be pointing upwards, right? So what makes this different is we're going to change up how the middle acts, so that way it gives it that kind of like a zipper effect kind of running down the middle of it, right? So I'm going to take this orange here and have it coming this way, right? And then this yellow will come this way, and the green is coming this way, the blue comes this way, and the purple comes this way, and then it'll be back to the red right here. Alright, let's zoom that out a bit, see if that kind of doesn't really help us so much. But the idea is the difference in the directions of the chevrons themselves kind of plays an illusion as to kind of what's going on with the whole thing. So trust me, it turns out pretty cool. You could actually do this a bit wider if you wanted, say, the yellow to come all the way from here, because it is actually, the yellow is coming from this one. Eeks. That's what you get for showing off, I suppose. Alright, the orange would be from here. Right, so you could actually make this piece here just a little bit bigger if you wanted to, then the sides would be smaller. Up to you. This is how we're going to make this one, and I will be back in just a bit to show you how that turns out. Alright, again, we're going to use the darkest color in place of the red. I know if you've been watching all these videos, you know that this has sort of been like the same color scheme. Yeah, it's all for one family. Very cool. Okay, this blue is the first one. Then we got this one. And today I'm in nice and close, so hopefully you can really get a look at how I start these. I've got all kinds of light pointed at this. That's why you see so many shadows. I'm trying to make it easier for you guys to see what's going on. Spent all this time learning how to make bracelets. Never took the time to learn how to do better videos. I think that's what I'm going to have to study and work on here. Kind of want to get to the point where you guys start asking me some questions and start working on some kind of projects or whatever together. After the 6 of these bracelets are done, though, I am making a bag. And that's something kind of big, kind of complex, kind of fun. My favorite kind of things these days. I like a good challenge now. Alright, the other side. Of course, one of the troubles of recording is I happen to have you guys right between me and the work. So I kind of struggle just a bit to see what I'm doing here. That's okay. I've done this long enough. I don't have to see every little detail. I got a good feeling for what's going on. Okay. One more. And I will bring, whoops, bump the camera there. Alright. So, if you looked back at the last picture we had of the design, it starts out with just one knot of the darkest. And that'll hold those two sides together. And then we take the next darkest, and it comes and makes a tiny chevron coming downwards. So here, let's just play out this side first. Oh, I just bumped my recorder. Hopefully that's not something that turns out super loud or crazy there. That would be terrible. I'd hate to have to try to start over. I already got all these knots in place. Alright. Okay. It's been a while since I've done this pattern, so I don't really have a memory as to how I did it before. So I guess we'll try to work out what's the fastest, easiest way here. Kind of do that as we're watching this happen. I'm gonna shift the recorder down. I think I bumped it about 3 times there. That's no fun. Alright. So I think this is going to be a great pattern for a fade because of the way you're going to see the chevrons really clearly, the way that it's going to almost have like a wave effect. Still say it's more like a zipper, but... And of course, if I have to come up with a name for every single different kind of bracelet, so that way these videos turn out nice, yeah, we're probably in trouble. That's not, seriously, that is not my forte. I think this might actually be like an okay way to do it. The one off on the right hand side that's coming in, when I switch over to the left hand side, I just have 2 knots. And then bring the other one out. It's a little bit difficult, I think, to see the pattern emerging already, but I think by the time this thing gets going, I think you're going to really like it. So, if you guys have been looking over at the website AKAAWOL, you will see that there's an area that's my portfolio. A bunch of bracelets I've made over the years, some going back to all the way into the to the 80s, probably before you were even born. So take a look in there. If you see something you're like, wow, I want to make that, but I haven't made a tutorial or you haven't shown how to do it or whatever, hit me up. There's contact information through the website, as well as YouTube. You could leave a comment there. Each one of the patterns has like a corresponding number to it, right? So if you were to actually go through there, you could find this one is 17-016. I have no idea what that means. Doesn't matter what it means. Comes down to the fact that this is something that I would be able to look up, find it, and be like, oh, that's what they want, and help you come up with it. If you have something that you've maybe seen elsewhere, I have to admit, I'm always kind of leery about that. I kind of feel like, an artist made their thing and copying it's sort of weird, and maybe they should have permission or something. But at the same time, I guess string, there's only like so many different ways you could tie it. So I really don't know. But if you saw something elsewhere and you were interested, you're wondering, could I help you with it? Yeah, the answer is yes. I can pretty much make anything you show me. Just what happens after having this much experience, I guess. So that row, we went to the other side first. Basically same thing. Shows you don't have to always do the one side first. Of course, it does change how it looks in the back. But I've always been a fan of what it looks like on this side, not the other side. Okay. We're almost through the whole group of colors. Okay, on the other side. So like I was saying, leave questions, give me ideas of what kind of things you guys want to work on, or just say hi. I mean, that could be fun. Tell me where you're from. Yeah, it could be another fun one. I look at some of the stuff from the website. I've seen people from Russia and China and just really all over the whole world, and it's fascinating to me. I would love to hear what how big are bracelets in your area? Is that something really popular? Is it just something you like to do? Are you doing it for friends? Are you doing it for money? Are you doing it to keep your sanity? That's kind of what I'm doing. I think I'd go crazy if I didn't have bracelets. It's kind of almost like a meditation. There will be 2 more bracelets in this brief series. The easier to make bracelets. And then the bag. And possibly while I'm doing the bag, just because there's there's so many hours involved when it comes to making a bag. There's no possible way that somebody's going to want to sit through all of that. So I think what we'll do is maybe I'll make a couple maybe small projects in between, like while making the big bag, kind of do some videos for like updates as to how far along it is, kind of show that bit off. But I can't even imagine anybody wanting to hear me for weeks of trying to find something interesting to say. Not only could I not imagine anybody enjoying that, I can't imagine me enjoying trying to continuously keep talking. So, yeah, I think that one's out of the question. But I will show you everything from right after the kumi loops are made, how the colors are laid out. That's going to be interesting. To how all the pieces come together, and then how I finish the bag. So yeah, there's a lot that might not be seen, but there's also a lot that will be seen. So this is the lighter color. You can see the dark's already hit down at the bottom there. This color is the lightest. Kind of bouncing around. That kind of, I think, takes away a little bit of how quickly something gets done. You end up having to resort the strings or shift things around a bit. It's not the most productive way. Okay. Should we do one more just to, why not? One more row. So part of the fun part on this one is you're going to cycle through all the colors really quickly. Just 6 little rows, and then boom, you're back to doing the same thing again. And that's kind of why I don't go into such great detail on the pictures from the computer, right? is because it's such a repetitiveness. There's once you basically have the color set out, you got the pattern kind of going, it repeats. Once you know how it's going and kind of set the rules of how the whole thing goes, there's no need to draw it all the way down. And I've seen people who are showing off these photos of where they got a clipboard or something and the pattern is stretched all the way down for the whole length of the bracelet. And it's like, why would you want to do that? I mean, if you've got the little bit of the thing, like say as much as we did there on the computer, and it's just going to repeat, then you just need that little piece printed, and then as the bracelet is moving along, right, you can see, like even for me right here, like how far I'm working away from the clip, this whole thing is shifting back and forth. There's no need for that. That just makes it harder, right? So if you have just a small image over here, and then you just keep shifting this upwards, right? So then you're back to the beginning, and you just keep watching the little piece of an image. It'd be so much easier, right? I think so. Anyways, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and finish making that up. I'm gonna take some pictures and see what you think. Okay, so there we have it. I guess we're calling this the zipper stripe friendship bracelet. So it's different than the other ones. I hope you kind of get where this whole tutorial thing is going. That little changes make big differences, give you something completely new, something fun to be proud of, and so many things you can do with these. So, all right, until the next time, I hope you're enjoying these videos, and I hope you come back and see some more. Thanks. If you enjoyed this video, do click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions you'd like answered in future tutorials, leave a comment below. For more on friendship bracelets, visit AKAAWOL.com. Also, be sure to hit me up on Instagram at AKAAWOL. Thanks for watching, and don't get your strings in a bunch.